A record number of homeowners decided to make the shift to solar last year, but in 2024, it's projected to see solar power take off in a much bigger way. So joining us to explain why is Wyatt Everhart, advisor with Solar Energy World. Welcome back to the show, Wyatt.
Hey, Britt, it's great to be back with you. You know, it's been a very busy morning here, especially earlier in the warehouse. We're gearing up for 2024 here at Solar Energy World. You know, we're trying to help as many of our clients as possible start saving on those energy bills.
Absolutely. I mean, you say that Solar Energy World set all-time records last year in 2023, right here in the DMV alone. So why do you expect an even bigger wave of homeowners to make that switch to solar this year?
Britt, it's a great question. And I think right out of the gates, I mean, the incentives are huge, but those aside, it is just what we're paying now for electricity. I mean, have you really looked at your bill? I'd ask anyone that compared to, say, just 2 years ago, let alone 5 years ago. Some of these utilities up, you know, compared to 5 years ago, they're at like 150% of what you used to pay, you know, just back in like 2018 or so. So I think that's going to be the biggest driver, people just getting fed up with those extremely expensive electricity bills that just keep going higher. So I think that's probably definitely going to be reason number one. We see 2024 just take off like a rocket when it comes to, you know, solar energy. Because one last thing I'll say is a lot of us maybe through the years have had someone knock on our door and offer by phone or by mail, you know, third-party supply, try to save a little money on energy. But at the end of the day, we all ultimately realize the only way to really get away from spending all that money on utility power is to start producing your own energy from your own roof, typically.
All good reasons. And many people, of course, they may not like those skyrocketing power bills, but may still hesitate to really make that switch to solar. I don't understand why. Why do you think that is?
In my experience, you know, in the industry over the last 5 years, and I got solar in my own house about 4.5 years ago, it's just fear of the unknown. And, you know, that first few months, even with us, you know, we're like, okay, is this really going to perform? Is this really going to save me on my energy bill? I certainly don't want to pay more for power now that I've added solar. But I can tell you right now, with a Solar Energy World system, you know, we wouldn't be growing for the last 15 years since 2009 every single year if you paid more after you got your solar system. Okay. I mean, people want to help the environment and that's great. But I got to tell you that the core of our customer base, they really just want energy independence. They want to protect themselves from all these rate hikes and get a cheaper form of energy that ultimately will be paid off.
I heard you mention rate hikes. Now, what would you say to those who don't like rate hikes, but also don't want to spend anything on solar energy right now?
What you have to remember is a solar project and a solar payment, if you end up financing or leasing, it's replacing or getting rid of, if not all, a big chunk of your utility bill. You will never own your utility power, but solar ultimately, no matter what program you pick, you will ultimately own that system. That's why we say it's a smarter way to spend those energy dollars in a way to conserve and save some of your energy dollars as well.
Well, let's get to it, Wyatt. How do they take the first step with Solar Energy World?
Britt, you know, I would tell you two quick things. Number one, we always welcome you to come by our warehouse. You know, that's something very few installers will say, but come by, see our company, our world headquarters here in Laurel, in the DMV. Talk to one of our representatives here. Talk to even one of the company owners or one of our engineers. But beyond that, just reach out to us to book your appointment. We're happy to come to you, to your home, your property, whether it's ground or land. You can just call 877-SOLAR-TV or head to solarenergyworld.com. Just make sure you mention when you book the appointment you saw us on WJLA or Good Morning Washington. We want to make sure you get your discount code applied.
Absolutely. We love a discount. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you, Britt.